Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Jack's game predictions for 2025. So today, we're going to be going over my predictions for video games in 2025. And I got my list over here. We got some good lists. My criteria for this video is I'm gonna go over like a few. I got a decent amount of predictions here. Nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy. But we got my predictions for 2025, and I'm gonna go through the main predictions first, and then as the video goes on, I'm gonna cover my wild card predictions, and these are predictions that I don't expect whatsoever, but might happen. So keep watching, and we'll go over these bad boys. If you're new here, I talk about video games on this channel and do reviews every now and then. I posted a review for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. A few weeks back, I posted a video about Okami and how important that is for Capcom and their lineup of games in general. So check those videos out. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content about video games. And let's roll. Let's roll with these predictions. So, prediction number 1. Nintendo Switch successor will be announced at the end of January. It will be officially released in the fall. The reason I think we're going to get a January announcement because I think they want to do it as early as possible. I could be wrong, but I think they want to do it as early as possible so they can get ahead of other companies and their big announcements. I think they want to get ahead of a GTA. I think they want to get ahead of a GTA 6 release date announcement. I just have a feeling that it's January. I think most people do. They think it's either January or sometime after January. But I think January is the month that we get an announcement of the next Switch. And I think it'll be released in the fall. People might push back on that, but the reason I think that it's going to be in the fall is because in fall could mean August or could mean September, anytime. The reason I think the fall, I think it's too early. I think it's too early to announce a console. I don't think it's too early for Nintendo to announce a console and then immediately turn around and be like, hey, the console's out. So I think we're going to see announcement end of January. Fall is the lineup. Because I think they want to time it with games, like big games that are coming out for the console. I don't think they want to like have a wimpy thing. And I don't know if they have anything that they want to release now. And I think it would line up with when Metroid Prime 4 gets released. So, and I think that's going to be, that's a prediction down the line. But we'll talk about Metroid Prime 4 later on in the video. But for starters, my prediction, Nintendo Switch successor will be announced at the end of January and will be officially released in the fall. So that's one down. The next one, this one could have been a wild card prediction, but I wholeheartedly believe this to be accurate. Maybe, hopefully. We'll see what happens. The reason I'm holding this mic is because I broke my we broke the mic holder for the stand. So bad move on my part. But so apologies for that. But on to the next prediction. Sorry I'm rambling. I'm just high energy about this stuff. Animal Crossing will be a launch title. The next Animal Crossing will be a launch title for Nintendo's next console. And the reason I believe so is they stopped DLC super early. They stopped support for Animal Crossing super early. Like, it was like when did I think maybe like a year in. I'm not for sure on that, but I remember it being very early because I remember playing it and being like, oh, I like this Animal Crossing game. It's a little content-light compared to the others, but I'm sure they'll do updates later on. Those updates came, and they just stopped support immediately. They did like a few updates, the DLC, and they were just like, all right, we're out. And I think they were like, okay, had this good game. They stopped. I think they've been working on Animal Crossing for the past 4 years. And I think we will get a new Animal Crossing with the launch of the Switch. What better way to sell your console, your brand new console, with an Animal Crossing game? That's a perfect. I don't know if we've ever had a launch title Animal Crossing game, but that would be the perfect launch. Like, you want to talk about like a big launch title game? I think Animal Crossing is it. I feel like they've been working on it for a while. They stopped that DLC support so early that I was like, oh, they're probably going to move on to the next one pretty quick after this. Not that Animal Crossing New Horizons was a bad game, because I don't think it was, but I think it is not what people wanted, especially since New Horizons, especially since I don't think it was a bad game, especially since New Horizons sold so much and people love that. I just think people understood that it had issues. And I think this next Animal Crossing game will correct some of those issues. And I think they've been working on it a while. And I think it's about time we see new Animal Crossing. So I believe it'll be a launch title. Who knows? We'll go back at the end of the year and see if these predictions were right. But I think Animal Crossing launch title for the next Switch. And the only evidence that I have that kind of backs up my thoughts on that is just the timing of the support ending of Animal Crossing. Yeah, it ended like so soon. So yeah, Animal Crossing launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever they call it. All right, moving on to kind of an Xbox kind of announcement. Fallout will have some form of new announcement. What that entails, I don't know. I've been saying this every year since Fallout 76. I was like, man, they have to have something else, right? With the TV show announced and stuff, I was like, they have to have something else besides 76, right? I think this is the year that we get an announcement of some form. Who knows if we get a remaster collection, whatever. We'll talk about that later on. But Fallout will get some form of announcement this year, and I think this is the year that we get that. Because I think Starfield's kind of winding down a little bit. I haven't really heard anything about Starfield. We haven't heard anything about that. And Elder Scrolls Online is kind of dying down. And then there's the rumors of the Oblivion remaster. So maybe this is the year of Elder Scrolls stuff. But I believe that we will get some form of Fallout announcement this year. Especially with Outer Worlds 2 coming out and Avowed coming out. I have a big feeling that we're going to get that. And I believe this is just a tease. I don't think we're going to get actual gameplay of anything, but I think we're going to get a tease because Xbox likes to do that. I'm not a big fan of these CGI tease trailers, but I think we're going to get that announcement of that Oblivion-made Fallout game, and it is very early in production. I think we will get that announcement, and Obsidian will be working on the next spin-off kind of New Vegas style Fallout game, and I think we'll see it at Xbox's presentation in the summer. That'll be like the big because last year's presentation was so good that I think they want to like keep that momentum going. So Fallout will get some form of announcement. I have no idea what. TV show, game, remasters, whatever. Don't know, but we'll see in a few months. So, yeah, I think we will get a Fallout announcement of some sort. But yeah, I just have that gut feeling. This is the year that I feel like we're getting some form of Fallout. I think it's just time. It's just time for that. It is time for that. But yeah. This next one could have been a wild card announcement, but I have like just looking in the past and seeing that this is a way that this type of game was announced. I could see them doing that again, but maybe not. I could be wrong, but with the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2, I think we will get a new Zelda game announced during the summer Nintendo Direct. And I think it would be along the lines of kind of like that Breath of the Wild style reveal. I think it's just going to be like new Zelda game, and it's going to be it's going to be different than Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom. It's going to be a separate entity, like I think they've talked about before. Yeah, new Zelda game. I think it'll get announced at whatever Nintendo thing they have. I don't what that may be. It's kind of like how I feel about the Fallout thing. We're going to get something new Zelda, because I think they want to keep that thing of like a new Zelda thing every year. So maybe this is the year that we get those Twilight Princess and Wind Waker remasters. Who knows? We'll see. Who knows? I have no idea if we're going to get that. But yeah. New Zelda game announcement during Nintendo Direct. I should have typed this up different, because it's like I should have said a new Zelda announcement or a Zelda announcement of some form for the summer Nintendo Direct. I think we're gonna get a Zelda something with the new Switch. What that is, I have no idea. A remake? Maybe we get a remake of a 3D game. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, the way they've announced Zeldas before, it's always like years and years before. So the past 2 times, yeah, I think we're getting some form of new Zelda game announcement. It's been long enough. When did Tears of the Kingdom come out? I have no idea. I can't remember. I don't even have it. This is not a live stream. I'm not looking it up because I'm filming the video. But new Zelda game announced during the summer Nintendo Direct. This one I think I talked about a little bit at the beginning of the video, but let's see. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will release in the summer. I was kind of like I kind of like went against my own prediction, so we're going to scrub that from the beginning. Just forget I said that they want to time it with a fall launch for Metroid Prime 4, because I think Metroid Prime 4 is going to launch in the summer, and it's going to be Nintendo Switch 1, the original Nintendo Switch, backwards compatible with the new one. The new version will like be upscaled or whatever. But Metroid Prime 4 will release in the summer, because that just seems like a summer game to me. Metroid's not like the huge hitter as a Zelda or a Mario or an Animal Crossing, I think. So I think Metroid Prime 4 will release in the summer, and I'm predicting like an August release date. Maybe we get an August release date for Metroid Prime 4. It just fits, I think. Because I don't think we're going to see that in the spring, obviously, but we'll see a reveal in the spring, but I think it's going to be an August game. So expect Metroid Prime 4 Beyond in the summer. I don't really have any evidence to back up. I just predict that. But most of these I don't really have like high, like I'm not like an insider, so I don't really know if there's like rumors of this going around. I just based on vibes alone, Metroid Prime 4 will release in the summer. But next one, Ghost of Yotei will be released in October. I think Ghost of Yotei is a October game, just because PlayStation seems to like October for releases, like Spider-Man, and I think The Last of Us. Some of the remasters come out in like September, October. So I think Ghost of Yotei feels like an October game. We'll see it at the beginning of this year in like a showcase or something, which I'll talk about in a bit. But Ghost of Yotei, I think we get an October release date, late October. And this could all shift around based on if GTA hits. But I think Ghost of Yotei released in October. The only evidence I have is like Sony seems to like that October release window. So, yeah, Ghost of Yotei, October, November, something like that. My next prediction. I believe Sony will have a showcase early in the year to announce its heavy hitter games. And the only reason I say that is because I think it's time we see more stuff. They're kind of starting to open the floodgates. Like, we got Ghost of Yotei was announced. Awesome announcement. And then at the Game Awards, they announced Naughty Dog's new game, Intergalactic. So I think the floodgates are starting to open, and I think we're going to get those heavy hitter announcements. Like, I think we'll finally see that Uncharted game that seems to be floating around, and Sony Santa Monica's next game. I think we're just going to see a lot more first-party games get announced and shown. Maybe some of their live service games finally get release times and gameplay. But yeah, I think Sony's going to have a showcase early in the year. That lines up kind of with the Ghost of Yotei prediction, because I think we'll get like a fall release window, and then closer to time they'll announce that October date. But yeah, Ghost of Yotei probably gets shown, and I think we're going to start seeing some of their heavy hitters, because I think kind of do like May. They usually do like showcases in May. I think that's usually when you see it. So I expect a May showcase for Sony. Don't have any info on if that's legit or not. Just kind of based on history, I think we're going to see a Sony showcase early in the year that's going to go over their first party lineup and third party partners. Like, and the next one kind of ties into that. I think Resident Evil 9 will be revealed and released this year. It's been long enough since Resident Evil 8. We just got Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I think Resident Evil 9 will be revealed and released this year, and I think it'll be revealed at this Sony showcase that I'm talking about, because the past few Resident Evil games have showed up and have been announced at Sony showcases. So I expect to see Resident Evil 9 at the Sony showcase that I predict. So I expect it to be revealed and released this year, just because I think it's time for Resident Evil 9. Like, I don't know if they'll take a year off. I think we're going to see a Resident Evil 9 this year. And we'll get it this year, which will be a change, because they usually announce it in the year and then it'll be like a January release. And even if it doesn't release this year, maybe it'll be a January release or March or something like that. But I do believe we'll see Resident Evil 9 this year, and it will be at the Sony showcase that I predict for May or sometime around that. This one's a big what if, but history with Rockstar and their delay times that they usually do. I think GTA 6 is going to get delayed till next year. People don't want to hear that. People get mad if you say that, but I mean, look at it. We saw one trailer, and I know you don't need to hype. GTA 6 kind of stands on its own legs, but it's like, we've seen one trailer, or like early last year, I believe, or maybe before that. I think I was still living in my old place when GTA 6 got revealed. So I think it's time to see GTA 6 again, but I also think it'll get delayed till next year. Don't think it's a 2026 game or 2025 game. I see that as a 2026 game. There's not been enough. I think they want to make it as good as possible, because GTA 6 cannot fail. That would be devastating if GTA 6 came out and it was like a cyberpunk situation. Yeah, GTA 6, I believe, will get delayed till next year. It feels right. Like, I just don't expect myself playing GTA 6 in 2025. I said that with Indiana Jones, but with Rockstar, I think they want to get it right. And so GTA 6 delayed till next year, at least in my opinion. Just based on vibes alone, GTA 6 is a next year game. I just don't see it happening. Xbox will finally have a great year. This is my last of my main predictions. I think Xbox will finally have a great year, and there's not a whole lot of evidence that they will, because the past few years they've kind of been tanking. Indiana Jones was a good good game that'll launch their status of having good games release and start that trend. We'll have to see. They don't really have a lot of my faith, because they just kind of release one good game out of 10 every time. So we'll see. I think we're gonna get South of Midnight. Looks great. Fable might come out this year. You got Indiana Jones DLC. Whatever else they might have, I think it's going to be a great year for Xbox. I think they'll finally have a great year, and we'll see if that happens. But just based on vibes alone, I think they're on an upswing. I think they're finally going to start getting into their groove. I'll totally eat a shoe if it doesn't happen. But I think we're going to get a good year. I think they're going to have a good year. They'll have a good year this year. I just want to be hopeful for Xbox, because they need a win. Indiana Jones was like the first win, but I don't think that was enough to have them have like a fantastic year. But we'll see. Woo! All right, moving on to wild card predictions. This is going to be my hopes and dreams, basically. Wild card predictions. And some of them, I only have 3. You know, I know this list is kind of weak. This is the first time in a while where I just don't really have a lot of, I guess I just don't really, I haven't really heard anything that is going to make me think that there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. So I just have kind of tame predictions. Just kind of these might all be wild cards. Who knows? They might all be wild cards, but wild card predictions. First one. Capcom will announce a Marvel vs. Capcom game. I don't think it'll be gameplay whatsoever. It's just kind of like a concept tease almost. This is just going to be, I believe it'll be a tease just to drum up hype that Marvel and Capcom are working together again. We had the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, which was fantastic. Top 3 of the year last year. But I think Marvel vs. Capcom will get an announcement at some point soon. I don't know, maybe not this year, but next. But I think we're gonna get an announcement that they're working on a new Marvel versus Capcom. I think they've been working on one for a bit, and I think that collection was just to drum up hype. But I think we'll get an announcement. I don't think we'll see any gameplay. I think it'll just be a tease that it's Marvel will be working with Capcom with a Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Or they're going to call it Marvel vs. Capcom 4. That's what I also predict. They'll call it Marvel vs. Capcom 4 because I think they want to kind of sweep Infinite under the rug. Even though there's that amazing mod out now, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond. Yeah, I think we're going to get a Marvel vs. Capcom announcement of some sort. I think it'll just be a tease. I don't think we're going to get any info besides it's just going to be a logo that's just Marvel and Capcom. Maybe a CGI or animated, hand-drawn animated kind of announcement. And I think we're going to go back to basics. We're going to get all of our classic roster back. I think it's going to be more along the lines of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or MVC 2. I think they're going to try to grab that nostalgia of MVC 2 and truly give us a crazy announcement and I predict it might be at EVO. I think we might get an EVO announcement of a Marvel vs. Capcom game, because that's what a better place to announce that. But I think Marvel vs. Capcom will come back, and they're just going to announce that Marvel and Capcom are both working together again. No evidence besides the collection to make me think that. This is a wild card prediction, but I think it's time. I think we get that announcement. Moving on to the next wild card prediction. Fallout 3 will get a remaster with a New Vegas remaster to follow at a later date. I think they're going to drip feed us the Fallout remasters. I think Fallout 3 will be first, and Fallout New Vegas will follow at a later date. Whether they release this year, I don't know. With that Oblivion remaster, I don't think they're going to want to stack 2 remasters on top of each other, but this ties kind of back into that Fallout announcement thing. Fallout 3 will probably... The reason I think Fallout 3 will be first is because I think they're going to want to, like, just spread them out. I don't know if they'd do a collection of 2 RPGs. I think they're going to want to spread it out. They're going to want to sell them separate. So you're going to get a Fallout 3 remaster, and then a year later you get a New Vegas remaster. But I think they're going to both get announced or released at separate times, whether it's in the same year or separate years. But Fallout 3, New Vegas, huge titles. New Vegas being particularly large and popular with the Fallout community. I think we're going to get these remasters, and this is my wild card prediction. Fallout 3 will get a remaster either this year or next, with the New Vegas to be at a later date. But they're both going to get remastered. And the final prediction, that is the craziest wild card one I have, but I think it's time. They need some goodwill. The Knights of the Old Republic remake will reappear, developed by Saber Interactive. It will be less ambitious than the Aspyr version. So from what I've heard and the vibes I've got from creators online is Aspyr was trying to make like a remake almost of like a complete 180 on Knights of the Old Republic, and it sounded very ambitious, and I'm assuming that's why they lost that title, is because I think it was more ambitious and more expensive than Sony and Lucasfilm Games were wanting it to be. I think it'll still be a good remake, but I think it's going to be less ambitious than whatever Aspyr was working on, and I think we see some form of re-announcement of Knights of the Old Republic remake. Whatever that means, can't say for sure, but I think we see it pop up. That was too big of an announcement to just go away, and I think it needs to come back just to show, hey, we're partnered with Xbox or whatever. There's going to be a new, there's going to be new funding for the game, and Xbox, PlayStation, whoever's working on it. I think we see it again. Obviously, Saber Interactive is most likely working on it from what I've heard. And Aspyr was very ambitious, but I think Saber is a little bit more tame. I think it's going to be a more faithful remake than whatever Aspyr was working on, because I think they were rewriting stuff. I think it will be a remake and it'll be different enough, but I think we're going to get something along the lines of like a Persona 3 Reload kind of remake treatment from it, or like maybe like a Silent Hill 2 kind of deal. So yeah, I think we see it appear, and it'll be great. It's gonna be a good year for gaming. Those are just my predictions. Just comment down below what you think. Tell me if I'm stupid or or if I'm crazy and these don't work, or you agree with some of these. I think I got a good list here. It's pretty tame just because I truly don't know. The only things that I do feel like I know about are a ways away. Like, I don't think we're going to see some of the things that I feel in my gut for a while, but I think this is a good solid list. Nothing too crazy. Some of these are pretty predictable. Like, obviously, it's like, yeah, we'll get another one of these at some point. But it's pretty tame. Like, comment, tell me what you think. If you want to see more, if you want to see more, I'll do a follow-up video at the end of the year and see if any of these came true. I like to think I hit some of them, but yeah, just those are my predictions. Stay tuned for more content. Back in school now, but I got some good ideas cooking. So, yeah, that'll be it. Peace out.